Hello, I am Miss Ann, and welcome back to Speedy Science. Each week in this program, we do a fast and fun science experiment that you can fit into your busy schedule. This is our last week of the programming session, so I want to thank you for joining us for this entire session of Speedy Science. To see when our new programs will begin, visit the Alsop Library's website. You can register in advance for the next session of Speedy Science by calling the Youth Services Department. Now, let's get started. This week, we are going to make chromatography flowers. For this activity, you will need a coffee filter, some markers or other form of ink, a pipe cleaner, a pipette or little squeezer, and some water. You might also want to have a paper plate or other surface beneath your coffee filter to catch the water as it drips down. The first thing you want to do is go ahead and color on your coffee filter with some of your coloring supplies. Markers and other ink-based colors work best for this. You also will want to use secondary colors. Secondary colors are colors that are made up of other colors. For example, purple is made up of red and blue. And green is made up of blue and yellow. And orange is made up of yellow and red. You can use other secondary and tri-terry colors as well. Whatever feels best for you.
When decorating your coffee filter, you want to make sure that you leave plenty of break space between each band of color. The reason for this is that it makes it easier for the colors to spread later on. You can use different types of squiggles, flat lines, whatever works best for you. Once you have one side colored, go ahead and color the other side. You can do this either by going all the way around and over the same spots, or you can make the different sides different if you want. I'm going to make mine the same.
Once you have all of your colors added, you can go ahead and pop up your coffee filter so it stands up. You can do this piece, it's easier to do it like this, but you can also leave it flat down if you want. Then take your pipette and squeeze the plastic part at the top. Dip it in the water. So fill the pipette. Once you have enough, go ahead and release, and now your pipette is full. Then go ahead and take a spot and drip it down onto the coffee filter. And as you make drips, you'll see that the colors start to spread and the ink begins to run. That is chromatography.
And you see how it spreads. You can start to see slightly different colors. Like you see how there are these bluish kinks here in the green, and these bright yellow kinks here at the bottom of the orange. That's because what will happen as we continue to move is the different colors will be separated out of the ink splatter. So along with making really cool shapes, as you keep going, you'll start to see the different color inks within the ink form and come out. You're going to continue squeezing until your entire coffee filter has been soaked through with water.
Now our colors are completely soaked through and they're starting to separate out into the different tones. Go ahead and put the coffee filter in a sunny place to dry. Here's one that is already dried, and now we're going to see how we can use this to make a flower. Take your pipe cleaner and open up the coffee filter. Then go ahead and take your pipe cleaner and press it out through the bottom of the coffee filter. This is to make a hole. It's easiest if you do this right on the side, but you go through pretty easily. Then go ahead and pull your pipe cleaner back out and stick it the other way through the hole, so it's coming out from the bottom. And there you go. Then go ahead and start scrunching it together, however you like, to make a beautiful shape. Remember, flowers have natural petals and grooves, so you can go ahead and squeeze it to make that flowery shape. And there you have it. If you can keep it like this, or you can also add a rubber band and rubber band this end piece right here if you think that will be better too. And there you have it. Now you have your very own chromatography flower. Now that we saw what happened today, let's talk about why. Chromatography is the way that inks separate out into different colors. When you add water to the marker, you cause it to drip down and through these different color bands to separate out. If you kept adding more and more water, it would keep getting more and more diluted and the ink colors would keep separating more and more. And there you have it. Be sure to email us a picture of your flowers to the Alsop Library's Youth Services email address. I can't wait to hear from you. Bye! Hello, I am Miss Ann and welcome to this week's bonus activity. In today's activity, we used markers, coffee filters, and a pipe cleaner to make chromatography flowers. Another way you can do this activity is to use the same color ink but use different kinds of ink. In today's activity, we use different kinds of markers. But if you go to craft stores, you will see other different types of craft inks, like pen inks and inks for very special calligraphy pens. One thing you could do is pick one color, like purple, and make your different bands of stripes in purple but of different kinds. Then, when you add your water to separate out the bands of color, see if different types of ink separate out differently. What happens when you try different kinds of inks? Be sure to email us and let us know. I can't wait to hear from you. Bye!
Hello everyone, I am Miss Ann, and now we are going to talk about some awesome books that you can get from the Alsop Marinette Park Public Library's Youth Services Department. Because today's activity was about making chromatography flowers, today's books are going to be all about flowers. Remember, if you want a book from the Youth Services Department, you can either come into the building and go downstairs and get the book off the shelf, or you can place a holding it online or over the phone for curbside pickup or home delivery. Please contact the Youth Services Department for more information. Our first book today is Flower Garden by Eve Bunking. This is a really great picture book about buying flowers and bringing them home. A young girl and her father go from the grocery store to a house and all through the city to get a box of flowers ready to plant. This is a really great story that has very simple sentences, and I hope you enjoy it. Our next book is You Can't Smell a Flower with Your Ear by Joanna Cole. This is a really cool book that talks about all of your 5 different senses: taste, touch, sight, hearing, and smell. What makes this book so fun is throughout the book are different activities you can do at home to test your different senses. Our next book is Flower Fugue by Katherine R. Daly. Daryl's family owns a flower shop that should be filled with customers. After all, it's about to be prom season. But for some reason, they can't sell a single flower. Dale can't figure out why until she realizes that her crush's family just opened a new flower shop that's competing with theirs. Can she find a way to balance her personal life and her family's business? Find out in this really exciting book. Our last book today is Flower Talk by Sarah Levine. This book talks about the real reason flowers have different colors. It's to communicate with different pollinators like bees, bats, and birds. Different colors attract different kinds of animals and insects with which the flowers use to pollinate. You can find out what all the different colors mean in this cool book. Thank you so much for joining us for this week of Speedy Science. Remember, these are just a few of the many books about flowers that we have at the Alsop Merrimack Park Public Library's Youth Services Department. If you need help finding these or any other books, please contact us and we'll be happy to help you. I can't wait to hear from you. Bye!